One day, I was walking across the street and saw a man sitting on a bicycle singing his heart out. Now, I cannot say he was the best of singers, but he did not seem to notice anyone around him. Now, at first I started to laugh, but then suddenly I smiled. And that smile sparked a chain reaction coming from his positive energy. So when I went home that evening, I did some research on this chain reaction, and I was shocked by the theories behind this. And I'm standing in front of you here today to present my thoughts and findings so you can make up your own mind. Now you think about it, the smallest things can have the biggest impact. Our universe came from one singular atom. The smallest thing had the biggest difference. A singular oak seed can transform into a massive tree, transforming the entire ecosystem around it. The smallest things had the biggest difference. Now, great things start from humble beginnings. My sister is a talented figure skater, but when she took her first steps on the ice many, many years ago, she fell over lots of times. Now, if I was to put myself in her shoes, I would have given up easily, as this is something that I've never done before. But she persevered through all the cuts and bruises and is now competing at the highest national level, traveling around the world to compete in competitions. But that first step she took on the ice was seemingly insignificant, but that first step she took was the catalyst to where she is today. Now, another example is saying something kind to someone. That small act of kindness could completely change the mood that someone's in, reflecting on your community. But the same can happen with a negative comment. That small harmless joke that you say to someone could completely transform their day for the worse. Now, there are multiple scientific theories stating that small, seemingly insignificant events can cause much bigger consequences in much more complex regions. But I'd like to focus on one, the butterfly effect. Now, the butterfly effect is the key idea in chaos theory. Now, it became widely known through the works of Edward Norton Lorenz, a mathematician and meteorologist. But his original idea was that a seagull flapping its wings could easily cause a storm halfway across the country, but was persuaded to make it more poetic by the use of a butterfly and a tornado, a change he introduced in 1972. Now, I have multiple examples of the butterfly effect, but I'd like to highlight one, and it happened just 2 years ago. Now, I just moved to Shanghai from Beijing, and I was starting a completely different school, and I didn't know anybody, so I had no friends. So I decided to try something. I said hi to someone. Hi. 2 letters, the world's most common greeting. Now, over that first week of school, that person started to grow on me. And on that Friday evening, I got a text message from him asking to come over to sleep at his house and to play video games. Now, I was shocked by this because I had learned this kid's name 5 days ago, and they were inviting me to come to his house to play video games and sleep over. Now, sadly, he moved on to Germany the next year, but the fact that my seemingly insignificant act of saying hi to him made him feel happy. My seemingly insignificant fact made him feel respected, but most importantly, my seemingly insignificant act made a profound difference on both of our lives. Now, I'm sure most people in the audience today has experienced at least one of this butterfly effect. Now think of this. The next time you say something kind to someone, think of the butterfly. Soon, that positive energy will be spread to everyone around you.